Thank you for the opportunity to present our materials at the Technology Showcase today. Today I'm going to talk about something that is a little bit different from 911. Rather, it is a reverse 911. I don't know if you heard of the wireless emergency alert system, and this is what it is. This is, I'd like to present a tool that was created as a result of the research that we did for DHA to improve the geo-targeting accuracy of the wireless emergency alert given a RF propagation area of a cell structure in a carrier network. So, next slide. And why do we do this? Because we wanted to improve the service for our customers, where we have the system deployed both in network and as a hosted model for the mobile carriers in United States. And of course, we're leveraging our experience with E911 in order to support this technology. Just an overview of what a wireless emergency service is, or WEIR. On the left, you would see the alert originators who are authorized to submit the emergency alerts to the public. And in the middle is the IPAWS system in which the alert gateway resides. It receives the alert from the alert originators, validate it, and determine which are the carriers that they need to send this message to, this alert message to, who have been participated to deliver the cell broadcast wireless emergency alerts to the public. If you remember, we initiated about 5 years ago, and when it came out, the level of accuracy is very, very coarse. We are sending alerts to the county level, which is very large, and it's not very useful for alerts that require smaller geo-targeting area. And so soon after that, stakeholders realized that, well, we need some better, smaller than a county level, and preferably a cell site or cell sector accuracy. So Comtech, TSS then, was awarded a contract by the DHS to perform the study, a research study, to find ways to improve the geo-targeting accuracy for the wireless emergency alerts given a topology of a cell site. So there are two objectives in this research. Number one is to devise a tool that would allow the alert originators to see what are the impacted coverage area given a target alert area and a cell site topology. So that that would allow the alert originator to see before he even actually send a message of what kind of reachability once the alert hits the public. And the second objective was to improve the accuracy from a county level or to a cell sector, not just cell tower, but to a cell sector of the cell tower. Here are the three methods that are being used today to do geo-targeting for the wireless emergency alert service. The basic one, which is at a county level, is very coarse. So it, regardless of the size of the target area, the entire county is going to be broadcasted, which is not very useful. The second one is being used more now by the carriers, is to only send the alerts to the cell towers that are situated inside the target areas. That is a lot better, but it still has the problem of under-alerting or over-alerting. Under-alerting meaning that people who are inside the target are not receiving the alerts, or over-alerting when the subscribers are outside the target area, but they do receive the alert. That is also a problem because it creates some kind of alert fatigue, and people turn off their phone and don't trust the system anymore because it's not very accurate. And what we do in the last picture here on the right is the research that we did to improve dramatically the geo-targeting accuracy of the alert, because we not only that we consider the cell tower that are inside the target area, but also the neighboring cell tower that are just sitting just outside the target area, but with their coverage projecting over the target area. That would allow us to minimize the under-alerting scenario. So here's a quick view of what the cell tower is like. You have a cell tower, and you have 3 cell sectors, up to 6 nowadays. So how do we do that? Today there exists a commercial off-the-shelf tools that you can, software that you can buy, and to generate a propagation model of a cell tower, a cell sector. What the software does is create a set of polygons, lat long coordinates that define the coverage area for each cell sector. So what we need to do is to normalize this data into a polygon shape, and then import this data into our VIA database so that we can do a target, so that we can do a poly-to-poly intersection in order to determine which are the cell site sectors that are impacted by a target area. Here's a simple call flow that shows you how the testing can the scenario is used to test our application to determine the effectiveness of our system. So we have a tool on the left, generate a target area, send it to the CMSP gateway, and then CMSP gateway then determines the geo-targeting to determine which are the cell sites that are impacted by a particular alert based on a particular target area. I'm gonna skip this. So the first objective was, like I said before, is to generate a simple but powerful tool to allow us to predict what would be the coverage area, what is the reachability of to the public once the alert hits the cell tower. And on the right side there, there are 2 methods that's being displayed there. The one on the left is a method where it determines all the cell towers that reside inside the target area, and the one on the right, sorry, is the one that determines not just the cell tower but also the RF coverage that propagates over the target area. At this point, I'd like to show a video as an example of how this tool can be used. So here, let's say we would like to send an alert to an airport in Yuma to alert people of a bomb threat around that airport. So we draw a target area there, and we submit the alert, and not the alert, but submit the request, and we see that for the one on the left, we can see that the green area is the coverage of the cell and where the people should be receiving the alerts. And in this example, there's only 1 cell tower inside the target area, so you can see that the pink or reddish part of the map would be the area where we have an under alert scenario. There are people in that area not receiving alerts because their cell phone are camped to towers that are sitting outside that area. as opposed, but on the right side, we have a better method where the all the green area here, you can see that they are lit up to cover entirely the target area, because we are not only considering the cell tower that's inside, but the towers that are just sitting outside that alert area, whose propagation is covering alert area. So in this case, we want to make sure that we cover 100% of the people that should be receiving alert. So here's another example of a different shape. Again, on the left, you can see the reddish area where we have an under alert scenario. There are people in there are not receiving alerts, whereas the one on the right side, we make sure that we cover everybody. Note that we're going to have a little bit of over alerting because we are sending alerts that cover more than the target area. But in this scenario, it is safer to a little bit over alert than to under alert people. We did this test in Yuma, around the town of Yuma, with many different target area to exercise to see what kind of accuracy do we get. And this is to show the second objective, to see what kind of improvement did we make from an existing technology compared to the one that we used for this research by using the RF propagation model. And as a result, as you can see, that the column on the left, which is the only considered cell tower coordinate inside tower area, would have a lot of misses, and the success rate for small polygon size would be only 11%. With the same area of the same square area in miles, we for our propagation, we have an accuracy up to 72%. So that's a big improvement from an existing technology. So that's conclude my presentation, and I open for questions. Thank you.